Hello and welcome to the Coding Bytes. I am Abhishek Parmar, and in this video we are going to solve Cognizant Automata fixed questions of previous year. For more such questions, you can visit www.prepdrive.in. In this video, we will solve some questions of code debugging. But before starting this video, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you never miss any update. So the first question is, you are given a predefined structure palindrome collection and also a collection of functions which can be used to perform some basic operations on the structure. You will have to implement the function print palindrome, which accept initial numbers and number of digits n inputs and print all the palindrome number of n digits starting from initial number num. You are supposed to use palindrome collection structure and associated function for this task. So in this program, basically we will have to write our logic in this code editor, and here we will have to calculate all the palindrome numbers starting from a given number num, and all of these numbers should have n number of digits. For example, there are two test cases given here. In the first test case, we have 792 and 3. So we will be given two numbers. The first number is the number from which we will have to start printing the palindrome numbers, and the second number will be the number of digits. For example, in this case, we will start from 792. So as you can see, our first palindrome number is 797 and our last palindrome number is 999, because after 999, the next number is 1000, and 1000 has 4 digits, but we only need those numbers which are of 3 digits. Similarly, in the second test case, you can see we have two numbers 392 and 3, and for this input our output is starting from 898 and it is also ending at 999, because after this the next number is 1000. So for this particular program, we will have to write our logic in the code editor in this function print palindrome. So here I have written the complete logic to print the palindrome between a particular range. So here first of all we are taking two arguments, num and digit, and after this we have a variable last, and here we are using pow function which is available in math.h header file, and our first argument is 10 and the next argument is digit. So for example, if the digit is 3, then this particular function will return 1000. So as you have seen, for the first test case we have the digit as 3, which means we only need a 3-digit number which are palindrome. So for that particular test case, our last number should be 999, and for that we are calculating this last digit so that we can print all the 3-digit palindrome numbers till 999. Then after this I have taken a variable reverse which is going to be used to find the reverse of a particular number so that we can check whether the number is palindrome or not. Now after this I am using a for loop, and inside this for loop I have I, and it is starting from num, which is the given number by user, and after that the condition is I less than last, which means this loop will iterate till the value of I is less than last. And as you have seen in the first test case, we had digit as 3. So for that particular test case, the last will be 1000. That means this loop will iterate till our I is less than 1000. So we will display all the 3-digit palindrome numbers. Now after this, I is incrementing by 1 after each iteration. Now inside this for loop, first of all we are taking a temporary variable and storing I in it so that this I do not get disturbed, and we can use temporary variable to find the reverse of the number. And after that we are initializing reverse with 0. Then we have this while loop. So in the single line, if I say, so this while loop will simply find the reverse of a number. Now how will it find the reverse of a number? So first of all we have a condition temp not equals to 0, and after this we have this statement which is reverse equals to reverse into 10 plus temp modulo division 10. So here first of all the last digit of a particular number will be taken out, and after that reverse will be multiplied by 10, and then we will add both of these things, and then reverse will be assigned with a new value. Then we have temp equals to temp by 10. So this is nothing but we are simply modifying our temporary variable. So this is a very simple logic to find the reverse of a particular number. So you can once dry run this code and you can see how it is working. And after that we have a if condition, if I double equals to reverse. So this will check if the value of reverse and I are same, that means the number is palindrome. So we are just printing the value of I on the console. And after that I have used a condition I not equals to last minus 1, which means if our number is the last number, then we do not need to print comma and a space. So for that particular condition, I am using this if condition. So this for loop will iterate again and again, and it will display all the palindrome numbers. So now if I compile and run this code, so as you can see for the first test case, I am getting the correct output, which is exactly same as the output of the first test case. Now after this, if I run the same code for these two values 892 and 3, so here also we are getting the correct output, which is also same as the output of the second test case. So after typing this code, you can just submit your code and you can move to the next question. So the next question is, the function getDay accepts a number num as input and is supposed to return the day it corresponds to. The days are mapped to the number num in the following way. Monday is assigned 1, Tuesday is assigned 2, and so on. Sunday is assigned 7. The function compiles fine but fails to return the desired result for some test cases. Your task is to fix the program so that it passes all the test cases. So you are given this code and there is no compilation error as it is mentioned in the question, but there is a logical error in this question, and because of that all the test cases are not passing. So you will have to find that logical error and you will have to correct it. So first of all, as you can see, the return type of this function is character pointer, and after that getDay is the name of the function and there is one argument number. And inside this function, we are taking a character pointer str and then we have a switch block. But as you can see, we have a return type as character pointer. So we should return a value. Now for returning a value, we should have a return statement at the end. But as you can see in this code, we do not have any return statement. So the first thing which is missing is a return statement. So let me open this code in a code editor. So here at the line 34, I am giving a return statement. And in this I am returning str because the function has a return type character pointer and we are returning the value of character pointer str here. Now still our program will not give a desired result. Now why it is happening? Because in switch block, as you can see, we have 7 cases and a default case as invalid. So let's see each case one by one. So in the first case, we are assigning Monday to str. In the second case, we are assigning Tuesday to str. And after that, we are assigning Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday to the str. And in the default, we are assigning invalid to str. But as you can see, after each case, we do not have any break statement, which means if any of the case is true, for example, our number passed is 1. So str will be assigned with Monday. But because we have not used break statement, so because of that, second, third, fourth and till the default case, all the cases will be executed. And because of this, we will not get the desired output. So for correcting that problem, we will have to put a break statement after each case. Now after putting break, if I execute this code, so you can see we are getting the output Monday because the value of num was 1. Now if I put the value of num as 7, then in that case, if I again execute this code, so as you can see, we are getting the output as Sunday, which means our function is logically correct. And after writing the complete code, you can just move to the next question. Now moving to the third question. So the question is, the function print table is supposed to print the first 10 multiples of the multiplication table of the input number num. The function compiles fine but fails to return the desired result for some test cases. Your task is to fix the program so that it passes all the test cases. So you are given this particular piece of code and this function print table is compiling successfully, but there is a logical error in this code and because of that all the test cases are not passed. So you will have to find that logical error and then you will have to correct it. So this function should print the table of the given number which is provided as the argument to this function. So for example, in the first test case, you can see our input is 6. Then we are getting the output 6, 12, 18, 24 up to 60. And similarly for the value 0, we are getting 10 zeros. So first of all, let me open this in a code editor. Now as you can see, this is the code which is given in the question. So first of all, if we compile this code, then it is compiling successfully. And now if I run this code, so you can see for the value 6, we are getting the output as 0, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48 and 54. So here if you clearly observe, we are getting an extra 0 and we are also not getting 60 at the end. So after compiling this code, we can say our I should start with 1 and our loop should iterate till our I is less than or equals to 10. So now if I again execute this code and this time as you can see, we are getting the output as 6, 12, 18, 24 up to 60. Similarly, if I execute this code for 0, then you can see we are getting 10 zeros here. So this was the modification that you need to do in this code, and after that you can just move to the next question. Now our next question is, the function check greatest factor accept an integer number as input and is supposed to return the highest factor which is less than num. It uses another function called calculate factor for calculating the factors of a number. The function check greatest factor looks fine but gives a compilation error. Your task is to fix the program so that it passes all the test cases. So you are given this code and there is a compilation error in this program and you will have to find and fix. And if you look at the test cases, so for the value 234 you should get the output as 117, and for the value 89 you should get the output as 1. So first of all, let me open this code in a code editor. Now this is the program which was given in the question. So in this program, first of all, we have a function calculate factor and it is taking one argument number. So till this line we do not have any compilation error. Now after this we have a condition, so here also there is no compilation error, and after this in the else we have a return check greatest factor, which means it is calling the next function which is check greatest factor. Now if you look at the line number 20, so in this function we have a return type as int and the name of the function is check greatest factor. But if you look at the argument, so here in the argument we do not have mentioned the data type, which should be of integer type. So here this was the missing thing, and after this if we try to compile this code, so as you can see we are getting a compilation error on this line, because after I equals to 0 we have given a semicolon, and because of semicolon we are getting the compilation error. So we should put a comma here instead of a semicolon. Now if I again hit the compile button, so you can see there is no red color dot we are getting. That means there is no compilation error in this code. Now if you execute this code, so as you can see for the first test case 234 we are getting 117. Similarly for the value 89, if I again execute this code, you can see we are getting the output as 1. So these were some of the modification that you need to do in this code, and then after that you can save and move to the next question. Now moving to the fifth question. So the question is, the function print pattern prints even or odd numbers based on the value of the input argument, which is num. If the number num is even, the function is expected to print the first num even whole numbers, and in case it is odd, is expected to print the first num odd numbers. For example, if the input is 2, then the function prints 0 and 2. The function compiles successfully but fails to print the desired result due to some logical error. Your task is to debug the program to pass all the test cases. So this is the code which is given with the question, and there are two test cases given here. So in the first test case, as you can see, we have the input as 23, which means we should print 23 odd numbers starting from 1, and in the second test case we have input as 14. So our output should start from 0 and we should display 14 even numbers. So first of all, let me open this code in a code editor. So as it is mentioned in the question that this code compiles successfully, which means there is a logical error that we will have to find and we will have to correct it. So for that, first of all, we have a variable I and a variable print with value 0. Then first of all, we have a condition if num modulo division 2 double equals to 0, which means if the number is even, then we are initializing print with 0, and then we have a for loop, and in this for loop I is initialized with value 0, and this loop will iterate till I is less than num, and after that I will be incremented after each iteration. And inside this we have a printf statement which is printing the value of print variable, and then we have print plus equals to 1, which means print is incremented by 1. And in the else block we also have the same for loop, but there are two changes. The first change is that the print is initialized with 1 and print is incrementing by 2 in each iteration. And as you know, if we want to display the odd numbers or even numbers, which means after displaying a particular value we will have to jump to the next even or odd number, and for that particular thing we will have to increment print with 2. And on the line number 17, as you can see, we have print plus equals to 1, which is a wrong thing, because we will have to increment print with 2. Then only we will be able to display the odd numbers or even numbers. So after changing this particular thing, if I run this code, so for the input 14, I am getting the output from 0 to 26. which is just same as the output of the second test case. So after doing these modifications, you can save the code and compile run, and then you can move to the next question. So I hope all the explanations were clear, but still if you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe the Coding Bytes. And if you want to practice more such questions, you can visit our website www.prepdrive.in. The link is also available in the description. And if you want more such videos, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.